Good morning, tribe. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. We're out here in Cathedral Gorge. We're going for a little bit of a hike, sorta. Let me show you what we got going on. So we are camped way over there. Way over there. And we thought the shortest distance between 2 points was a straight line, so we walked directly through the desert, which we will not do going back again. Will we, Kit? Nope, we won't do that, because it was super dusty and deep, and I kept sinking in, and poor Kit was in up to his elbows most of the time. This is Cathedral Gorge, guys. You can see this trail right here. This is the Juniper Draw Loop, 2.9 miles long with a elevation gain of 160 feet. I am thinking about maybe doing it going back. It'll go all the way around the base of the cliffs there. I don't know, that'll be a pretty long walk. I probably won't. I'll do the short trail back over to the campground, because I'm really not in any condition to be able to do any big hiking yet. So I have been to Cathedral Gorge State Park previously. In fact, I met a couple of folks here that are also YouTubers. It's Flight of the Crow's Wing. I'll put a link to their channel in the description down below. Super fun. We were out here filming at the same time a couple of years ago, and we've pretty well stayed in touch ever since. We almost got to meet up in Arizona this winter, and then I went and broke my foot, so that didn't exactly happen.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
When I did this a couple of years ago, I took the campground loop over, and I was like way down there, and I haven't ever seen this part before. This is the day use area right over here with the parking area and the covered picnic tables and barbecue grills and vault toilets and all that stuff. But we're going to go this way just a little bit and kind of start over here and work our way back toward the trail that will take us back to the main campground. And then before I leave, I'm going to drive back over here, because when I was talking to the ranger yesterday, I found out that there's overflow camping over here as well. So I could have parked over here. Look at this. How cool is that? You gonna go in there, kid? I don't think you should. I don't think you want to go in there, big guy. But there's a lot of slap canyons up in here. And again, because of the condition of my foot, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of this. But let's go around the other way and see if we can get up in there a little bit. Kit, let's go this way. I think we're over 5,000 feet in elevation here. And I've been down around sea level for so long that I'm huffing and puffing a little bit. But I'm just glad to be able to be out and about at all at this point. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't think I can climb up and over this yet without potentially doing damage to myself. But how cool was that, guys? Isn't that nifty? And there's a trail that goes up to Miller's Point. And I haven't ever stopped there before either. There's an overlook up there. So when I leave, when I drive out of here, I'm going to drive up there as well and take a look. And I knew I wasn't really going to be able to do much in the way of exploring the slot canyons this time, because although I am walking without the boot on, I have to say, I've been in kind of a lot of pain the last couple of days. I'm thinking about maybe putting the boot back on. So what's this? Is this the original restroom structure here? Kit, what you doing? What you sniffing, sniffer? Okay, come on. Please, come. All right, let's just look. Wow. Yeah, it's an outhouse. Okay, interesting. So I guess that would be the original restroom structure. Okay, Kit, come. I have to be super careful, both in where I'm walking and in where he's walking, to make sure that he doesn't pull me off balance accidentally. So I will say this, guys, if you ever find yourself in this part of Nevada, and it's Nevada, not Nevada, that's how you can tell somebody that is actually a resident or not, oftentimes. If you ever find yourself in this part of Nevada, I would highly recommend coming here. It's very, very cool. And it would be easy to spend an hour or more, easily an hour or more, in and out of the slot canyons. And I might have to go back and see if I can still find any of my original footage from being here. And I might be able to, because that might have been shot on my iPhone. So that may not be part of the lost footage. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear doves cooing up in here someplace. And when James and Elizabeth and I were all in here trying to film at the same time, it was pretty funny because there's quite an echo in some of these canyons. And, you know, we're all trying to talk fairly quietly because we're all filming. But it was difficult to do. All right, I think we can go in this one a little bit. Maybe. This doesn't look bad. See how far we can get. Yeah, he found a pretty tight spot.
Pretty narrow all the way up there.
Uh-huh. Hey, do you mind being on YouTube?
Huh?
Do you mind being on YouTube?
Oh, no.
Okay, cool. Then I won't have to cut that part out.
No, I do, don't.
All right, Kit, let's go. Leave it. Leave it. That's very cool looking with the spire. Nice picnic area. And the campground here is really very nice. Although I have to say, I am super enjoying the overflow. Oh, these are the Cathedral Slots. Super enjoying the overflow because I don't have anybody out my passenger side because I pulled straight in. And be interested in seeing what the overflow over here looks like, because I'm betting most people would not choose it since it's so far away from the bathhouses and everything. But to me, that's a benefit. Okay, Kit, come. Just look at this. And that. Isn't he cute? Wow. right, I think we can go over this okay. And yes, Lisa, I am being very careful. Now, for example, this is all hard pack. If this was this kind of slope where we came through from the campground, I wouldn't have done it because that was slippery and really unstable footing. Oh, and look at this fire pit here. How cool is that? Wonder if this is overflow yet here. I don't think so. I don't think I'm up to the overflow yet. Picnic table. So when I came here the first time, I think as far in this direction as I came was this little tower here. Come, Kit. Come, Kit. He's trying to sniff everything. Is this a well? Is that what this is? Can't remember. Let's see if there's a sign here on this post. Water tower. Constructed by the CCC during the mid-1930s as part of a water system for the park. Water was pumped into the top section of the tower, and from there it flowed by gravity through the pipeline to the picnic area down there. Because of the high alkali content of the water, the well was capped and the system was abandoned. Okay. See, all the way up to the top. Cool. Very cool. We're over there, way over there. And here we have come back to the nature loop. I think, all right, we're going to go just a little bit further, although we've already gone half a mile, more than half a mile, so we're not going to go very much further. We'll just give you another view here. How cool is that? Come on, Kit. And there's another car coming down this way, so we're going to go ahead and head back on the nature loop, which will get us into the campground. Really pretty. Okay, so we're going to head on back to our camp, make some breakfast, and hit the road. Utah juniper, right there. Yep. And Kit's wound himself all the way around me again, so I get to spin in a circle, just like that. Just like that. Yeah, this is much easier to walk on than tromping through the desert, which was mostly dust, as I did on the way over here. Hopefully I'm going to pick up a piece of this trail that heads over toward the bathhouse way over there, because I know there's a piece of the trail over there. I've started down it a couple of times and just hadn't gotten very far. And I wasn't going to walk this far today because the next place that we're going to, the next Nevada State Park, yeah, we'll see how long I decide to stay there. I thought I was going to do the thing that I'm going there to see today, but based on how far I'm walking today, probably not. And I keep vacillating about whether or not I was going to fill up water before I leave here, and I think the answer is I am. I'm not going to bother dumping tanks, but I'm going to at least put water in because I have some concern that the next place that I'm heading to isn't open for camping, so there may not be water. And as a result, I want to make sure I've got water, because I can always go find some piece of BLM land to camp on as long as I've got water. But I'm pretty low right now. After making my black bean cake yesterday, I'll try and remember to put a link to that video in here someplace. I had to wash the Instant Pot like 3 times in the making of my cake. And I was, part of the reason I chose to do it was because I knew I was going to be leaving today, and the amount of water I was using was not going to be an issue. And I guess let's talk about the difference between boondocking and dry camping. Yeah, let's talk about that. So, in this location, this is not boondocking. This is dry camping. And let's start with what's available here. What's available here, shower houses, not that I'm going to use them, and bathrooms, dumpsters, and trash cans all over the place. Paved roads. That's not necessarily boondocking versus dry camping, but, you know, it's an amenity. Designated camping spaces. And, interestingly enough, that is also not necessarily a definer of the difference between boondocking and dry camping. But basically here we've got water, we've got a dump station, we've got designated camping spaces, shower houses and bathrooms, and trash receptacles. And all of that adds up for me in this case to dry camping. Now, if you want to be over here in the campground, where all these people are, they have electric and water hookups right at their sites. I don't think they have sewer though. I think they have to go dump at the dump station in this campground. There are other Nevada state parks, like when I stayed at Big Bend of the Colorado a few weeks back, they actually had sewer, water and electric at each of the developed sites. Come on, kid. Come. Come. No? So, that's dry camping. Because where I'm parked over here, I don't have any water or electric at my site. So I'm just dry camping. But I got all these amenities I can use if I want to. So what's the difference between dry camping and boondocking? Well, when you're boondocking, you don't have any of those amenities. Basically, the only amenities that you have are the ones that you bring with you, which would include your own water, your own toilet facilities, your own bathing facilities, your own cooking facilities, you know, no barbecue rings, no dumpsters, pack it in, pack it out, That, my friends, is truly boondocking. And people often use the terms interchangeably. And in fact, some people will say that when they're cracker docking or staying at a Cracker Barrel overnight, they call that boondocking. It's not. They've got all kinds of amenities there. Heavens, you can walk right in and get food. I know that some people have gone in and used their bathrooms to wash up. They have trash cans on site. That would be dry camping, not boondocking. Now, I guess this guy's off exploring today. He's got a van. And the rangers have been super nice here. I've only been here 3 nights. And I could stay longer, but I'm not going to get to a decent grocery store until likely after my next 2 state parks. And I am starting to run a little bit low on food. So for that reason, I'm going to keep moving along a little bit. And then once I get past Ely, Nevada, I know there's a grocery store there that I can get some groceries. And then I'm just standing here admiring everything. 2 big group areas here with fire pits and barbecue grills and covered picnic tables. Grass, you can't put your tents on the grass though. Lots of trash cans, doggy stations. This is all overflow from here all the way back around to where I am, and you really can't quite see me through the trees. But yeah, it's been a fabulous stay. And I guess while we're talking about boondocking versus dry camping and how to find the bargains, so check this out. Can you read this sign? Here, let me get up nice and close to it for you. See this sign? That sign says overflow camping $15 per night. You know what I'm paying? I'm paying $3.99 because as a Nevada state resident, if you are over 65 years of age, you can pay $30 for an annual permit, and then primitive camping, defined as no hookups, is free. If you want hookups, you have to pay the utility fee of $10 a night. Now last year, they instituted a reservation system, and you have to make reservations 3 days in advance. Since I don't usually plan, and there is a reservation fee, I think it's $5. Since I don't usually plan that far in advance, I haven't made any reservations. And so I ended up spending 2 weeks at Big Bend of the Colorado. I had hookups there on 3 different days because it was bloody hot. And here, I'm trying to think if I've been to another Nevada state park yet this year or not. I don't think so. But we are back. I mean, how's this for a nice campsite, guys? And I could have parked way further over and had a much bigger patio area, but this was level, and that was not. So I think I'm going to leave you right here. Leave me some comments down below about how beautiful you think this place is, what you think about the difference between dry camping and boondocking, and do you prefer either one of those over having hookups available? Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.